Hi there, John Bowe here. Welcome to JB's Track Tips. Today we're going to have a look at some footage of a track car at Sydney Motorsport Park, which is quite a complex little circuit and it's great fun. So lots of track days happen there. We're going to have a look at a BMW M2, which has had some track mods. So it's got a stage 2 tune, which has got a bit more boost, a bit more power, and it's got some competition brake pads because road pads generally are found wanting on a racetrack, and you can hear these in the footage. They squeal, but they actually stop well. It's also got some suspension mods, some coilovers, so it handles better on the track than it actually does on the road. It rides a bit fierce on the road, but it's a really good track car. So we'll have a look at it and look at some lines and see what we can notice about it. So we're starting here at turn 4, which is not where I would start the lap. I'd start at turn 1. The line through turn 4 was very good. You don't use the ripple strips. Now we're catching a Mustang by the look of it. So the line the BMW is taking is perfect, but the Mustang leaves a bit to be desired. So in this type of track event, you really need to be paying attention to your mirrors, and the Mustang should have moved out of the way by now, but he hasn't, and he's holding up the BMW, but you have to exhibit a bit of patience here because you're not always sure that the car in front of you has seen you. So now we come round the hairpin behind the pits. There's little bits of water. It's been a damp night by the look of it, and it's semi-damp. So the Mustang gets a move on up the straight bits, but then is very, very, very tardy around the corner. And this bit here, this is a line you don't take. So watch where the Mustang is, don't go there. It's not a very good example of taking the line. But then he gets on the straight and he's fanging it down there now. So there's not much difference in the performance of those two cars. Now we're approaching turn 1. Turn 1 is one of the quickest corners in Australian motorsport. It's actually a very challenging corner. The BMW's picked up the apex nicely, runs wide on the exit, and finally the Mustang has spotted that somebody's behind him and going faster, so he's going to let him through. Turn 2 is a double apex, as you can see from there. Nice and progressive on the throttle. Now for a clear lap. This is, yes, this is a good example of the lines to take. The BMW is very, obviously the driver has quite a lot of experience at these sort of things. Double apex here on turn 2, so let it run a bit wide in the middle and then back in for the exit apex. That to me is the best way, although there are other schools of thought. But if I was driving, that's what I'd be doing. We're catching another BMW. We're now at turn 4. It's slightly off camber, so it's very important to get into the apex. Hear the brakes squeal there? That's because they will take a lot of heat. This guy is just pulled over because obviously our BMW is faster, and he's got out of the way nicely, which is what he should do. Just a brush on the brakes. That's really well done. Whoever's driving this is doing a very good job. You notice the BMW has paddle shifts. It's a dual clutch, so it makes it quite nice to drive. You don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel, and you can notice that he doesn't move his hands on the wheel either. That's very good, well done. Nice lap of Sydney Motorsport Park. You've got to remember, in damp conditions like that, you need to allow yourself a little bit longer to stop, because the grip is not as good as it is when it's dry. So just allow yourself a little bit more margin. As you can see, the car's got quite good grip. It's running on Michelin Cup 2 tyres, which are actually road tyres, but they're very, very good grip. They are not terrific in full wet conditions like monsoon type conditions, but as a crossover tyre from driving on the road and driving on the track, they'll do the job in both cases. Thanks for watching JB's Track Tips. I hope you get something from that, and book in for a track day soon.